All right, all right. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely Sabbath day in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I'm coming today on this Sabbath evening with a message. It's a different kind of message, and it's a message that's also going to include any or everyone in the live. I want you to kind of get involved in this message. But I don't know who have seen the video prior to this message. This message is covering a video that was uploaded earlier today. Um, and it's about the rabbit hole that is deeper than deep. Okay. It's about the rabbit hole that is deeper than deep. And the video was regarding a woman and her experience that she experienced back into the days. Okay. And when I say the days, I mean, it had to been not too far back. She don't appear to be that old. She don't appear to be as old as Sister Deborah, but she might be. She might be. She might be. But I'm just wanting those who have viewed the video to be really in giving me your input of what you saw in the video and what you kind of thought about certain things that the woman was speaking about. Sister Deborah is going to cover this video whether you come in or whether you're not. Sister Deborah going to lay this thing out regardless. But I'm just making the statement that the it's open to hear uh, uh, others who have viewed the video that was uploaded about the young woman, the woman that had a horrible experience in her family. And I got so many answers and questions regarding that video. I even sat down and was just relaxing, really relaxing. And somewhere along the line, I end up on this one guy's YouTube page. How, I don't know. Never seen him, never heard him, but decided to click on it because of what his title was. And when I saw his title, I said, he on here 4.5 hours. But I love that title. I love his title. So that drew me in. And right at the beginning, he began to talk. He had other people coming in to give their opinion of what he was saying. And I said, when I heard him, and I really just was listening to this man, I realized the Father did it again. He always got a ram in the bush. You hear me? And even though the other men and young men and other men who sound like young men, but when they told their age, I was like, so this is really what's going on. They sound like this, okay? But and he upheld it for 4.5 hours. I didn't listen to it that long, y'all. No, 4.5 hours. I think I got a good hour out of it. But I liked, even though he was bashed and the men came after him full force, he held his own. And he didn't waste no time cutting them off, muting quick so they could hear what he said. And he stood so firm. I was just so proud of this young man for him to stay so firm and for him to be a melanated man speaking like he's speaking. All I could hear out of him was truth. And I'm like saying, but if they think that they anybody or somebody, then seem like they would know some sort of have some integrity about themselves. At least that's what I would think. Judith, they have none whatsoever integrity about themselves. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not speaking about all of Judith and all of Israel, but I am speaking about many of them. Okay, many of them, way past half of them. Okay, so this guy, I got two clips that I want to show you all and hear, so you all can hear what he says. But I want to do that after I have covered the part that gives the Most High the glory and the honor. Okay, because even though this is the Sabbath day and I'm speaking, I'm getting this input from you all regarding this woman experience, I'm gonna bring it all into spirit and truth. I'm gonna bring it all into the basket. You know, it's all gonna make sense. Okay, so we're gonna get started. And first and foremost, I want to pull up. I spoke about this probably 3 years ago, and I think I probably did 6 videos on this. And this was a time period. I don't know if you all know that Israel and Judah has been in captivity so many times you can't even count it. And I know many of you all out there have no idea. To know that this same people, stiff-necked rebellion, has been in captivity so many times, right then, to hear that should trigger a light. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. See, I thought the stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience was for us who enter into the promised land and didn't do right once we enter into what he promised Abraham. So I thought that we were the stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. But when you go back up into Torah, as they call it, the first 5 books, we were stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient then. So what I think today is we are so busy trying to escape how wrong we have been. Do you think that you can wrong a creator and disrespect, profane his name, dishonor him, and do everybody on earth right and hold righteous of any kind? Can you really? After you have done all these things to the creator who took his name, put it at the top, and then list your name up under it as Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's seed. So you're up under that. For what? His name's sake did he place you there. Okay? So if you have wronged he that created you, don't you know, Sister Deborah, know you would wrong her at a blink of an eye? The same stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient people that was in Torah is the same disobedient people, stiff-necked, disobedient, and rebellion people today. But you don't hear them on these platforms teaching it, preaching it, ministering it, or instilling it in individuals so they know that this is the reason why things are happening to you today. See, he's sitting here telling us, how many times have y'all been in captivity? And you all might not even believe this. I never focused on Israel being in captivity outside of Egypt and where we're at now. 1 minute. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. But you don't hear anyone. You see all of these people saying they prophets. You see all these people saying they're prophetess. You see all these people trying to tell you who's a prophet and who ain't. You see all these people trying to teach, trying to preach, trying to minister, and they ain't none of them talking about nothing. Because these things in which I feel that I bring forth in me, it's like always I don't have no one to go to. I go straight to the altar. Say, Father, why they do it? Deborah, if they done it to me, do you think they gonna pull up in any righteous today? He the one told me. See, I was thinking of Israel in captivity for during the time of Exodus and the captivity of Deuteronomy 28. And the father said, Deborah, no, come on, baby, come on, go back. He said, you need to go into it, and I still have not done it, and see how many times I had to put their tails in captivity. You see what I'm saying? So when you hear this stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience, it didn't start today, y'all. And this captivity we're in today, oh, let me tell you something. It didn't start today. This is a people that constantly, since Torah, been going into captivity. But yet they stand today to the whole world. We the people, we the best of the best, we the true Jews. Wouldn't that make them the true fool? To even be proclaiming to be something and have not gave it a thought that you've been who you been since the beginning of time toward the creator. Let's say not toward their own nation and their own tribes or the Europeans or the heathens and the Gentiles. Let's say not them. Do y'all get what I'm saying? But to the creator himself, have they been this way? When you see that like that, then you can see the pen needle of light. But what people cannot see, they can't see that. They bothering us. They doing this to us. We ain't done nothing. And guess who it is? It's still the men. And you're going to see a young man break that thing down in them so bad. And he upheld it all the way, I'm sure, to the end, because his video was like 4 hours and 30 minutes. And he was letting them come in saying what they want. But when they overstepped, when he had to step in and say something, bam, he muted them. And he said what he had to say and then brought them back. Said, now you say what you. But when they couldn't listen to him, bam, he cut them off again. They didn't like that because they feel he was controlling it. He's the host. He said his piece. He letting you come in and say yours. But he ain't going to let your piece override his when he knows he's saying what is righteous. And y'all going to hear him. I got a video. Hello, everyone in the live chat. It's good to see you. Now, I want to first, before we start on this topic about this woman, I want to go to Leviticus 26. Please make sure you have your Bible. Leviticus 26. Leviticus 26. Now, here's another situation Israel was in. And now you're going to hear something. It almost going to sound like where we're at today. And I said, wait a minute, is that one? He said, yeah, Deborah, that's another one. I said, but Father, Exodus is just a chapter. But Deborah, I mean, it's nothing, Sister Deborah, nor none of us could say that's going to clear us and make us righteous, y'all. Like they're portraying on these platforms, oh, we the people, we the true Jews, we the children of the Most High Yah, we the Israelites. And do you understand all those titles, what they've been doing since Genesis all the way up until today? Does you see how much sense that makes? So listen to this, y'all. Leviticus chapter 26, and we're going to start at verse 7. And what I'm going to say now, I know as many of you all have heard this already, but I'm going to bring this in just to start this here message, because I don't want us to come in talking about just this woman's situation, but I'm going to show you something that you bypassed. That's my whole, I'm ready for it, because the reason what, let's go to Leviticus 26 and verse 37. And it reads, Leviticus 26 and verse 37. This is another situation that Israel was in. Y'all put them in. But listen to what he said. Verse 37 of Leviticus 26. And they shall fall one upon another, as it were before a sword, when none pursueth. And ye shall have no power to stand before your enemies. Verse 38. And ye shall perish among the heathens, and the land of your enemy shall eat you up. The land means from your enemy, that means the grave, the ground. You're going to remain there, and the grave, the dirt is going, you know how your body decay into the dirt? That's what it means when it says, and the land in verse 30, what was that? In verse 38, Leviticus 26 and verse 38, and ye shall perish among the heathens, and the land of your enemies shall eat you up. Because wherever you at, that's where your body gonna remain, and it's gonna decay right there back into the what? Go down into the ground as it continue to decay, right? 39, and they that are left of you shall pine away in their iniquity in your enemy's land, and also the iniquities of your fathers. Now listen to what he's saying in 39. And they that are left of you shall pine away in their iniquity in your enemy's land, and also in the iniquities of their fathers shall they pine away with them. Verse 40. If they shall confess their iniquities and the iniquities of their fathers with their trespass, which they trespassed against me, and that I also have walked contrary unto, and they have also walked contrary unto me. He said what? If they could confess, Deborah, the sin of their fathers and their sin. That's all he wanted us to do the 400 years, is to confess. That's all he asked of us. And then in verse 41, and that I also have walked contrary unto them, and have brought them into a land of their enemies. If then they uncircumcised heart be humbled, and they then, watch this here, and he wanted us to be what? Humble. This was then. This was at the beginning in Leviticus, when they was in another captivity. But he said this is what they should have did. Their heart be humbled, and they then accept. He said and they then accept of the punishment of their iniquity. All he wanted us to do is confess our sins one to another. But before you can confess your sin, he wanted you to recognize the sins of your father. Since when? Since the beginning. That's what our 400 years should have done. And we wonder why they did a little bit more than what they should have. We did a little bit more than we should have. See, we ain't gonna check us. We're gonna check everybody else. But see, everybody else don't know. Yeah, they do know. But while we're trying to identify who we are, they know who we are and that we've been doing this since the beginning of time. Why would that Yah of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob deal with these nasty people? That's how they feel. That's why he want to reveal to the heathens and the Gentiles and the other nation how he gonna clean his small remnant up. Because they saying, wait a minute, he been dealing with these people all this time. These people been the same way. They ain't gonna change. You see? So when you get to Leviticus, in Leviticus 41, he's sitting here saying, if our uncircumcised heart would be just humbled, and they then accept the punishment of their iniquity. We wrong, y'all. How is it he's wrong? How are we getting this thing out that he's wrong? Somebody wrong in us. How? Okay. Before the captivity here in Leviticus is speaking, there was one in the Exodus with Egypt. So do y'all understand? Have y'all ever thought to get in this book and search how many captivity your people been in? You won't. Because it'll make you point your fingers strictly at yourself. That's where the issue is. It's not an issue that someone's going to take the crooked and make it straight. Oh, no. Y'all say it's over. He just letting me talk because he built me, created me a lane until he get me out of here. You see? And that's what I'm going to do. So here in Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 41, he says, your uncircumcised heart been humble. Just be humble. And then they then accept your punishment. What makes y'all think we didn't deserve to be cursed? What makes y'all think that we were not a people that needed to be cursed? That's why Sister Deborah salute that Deuteronomy 28. And every time, once she told me, go in there and pull out all the times that they've been in captivity, I was like, wait a minute, I know Egypt and the one we in. You mean is that many? He said, yes. You ain't gonna hear these men nor these women teaching and preaching y'all that. So why are you all preaching a bunch of lies that we can live by? Because that's the only way they can get subscribers and likes from you and support. The darkness loves to remain in the darkness. That's why he said the world loves its own. And people don't even know who the world is. It's these people on these devil platforms and the world as well, because they're supporting the world. Now, this is the thing. Let's pull up in 42. This is the last verse. Just pull up in 42. We still in Leviticus chapter 26. Now we in verse 42. Then will I remember my covenant with who? Jacob, and also the covenant with who? Isaac, and also the covenant with who? Abraham. Will I remember? And I will remember the land. He's telling us that if he caused a curse to be placed upon us in the land of our captives, that's what we should have been doing, y'all, even to today. Why ain't these so-called kings, leaders, rulers, pastors, bishops, apostles, why ain't they teaching that to the people? Because they hurting their own nation and their own tribe. They don't mean you no good. You see? Why ain't they telling you that we've been in a captivity since Exodus? Why ain't they telling you all that? Why ain't they teaching it to you how horrible of the things that we all as a people, as a whole, as a nation of people, how we being toward the Creator? It ain't that we've been this way toward other people, but outside of ourselves, we rotten toward each other, but it's how we being to he that sits on the throne. And we don't see nothing wrong with it. We think it's okay. And that's why I don't listen to nobody. I hear, but I hear not. You see, it's like taking meat and eating the meat and spitting out the bones, and I might eat half of the meat. No, I might eat 1/4 of the meat. That's just how little of what these people are saying that I take and embrace. Okay, so here it is. He's telling you he will remember the forefathers that what? Who is Abraham to the Most High Yah? Who is Isaac? Who is Jacob to the Most High Yah? They are the seed, the spiritual seed. And he's telling you, if you would own up to your wrongdoing and your wicked and evil eye. And another thing, and your punishment. I will think of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, my spiritual seed. If you did that, I was thinking what the covenant I had with them. You done your sin, but just repent for the sin of your forefathers, for the sin that you today. And this is going to this story of this lady. I'm finna pull you all up into her right now and show you exactly why the world is in the situation that it's in. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something that's going to hurt your feelings. I'm going to tell you something that's going to hurt your feelings. Wow, you got all these people on these platforms bringing in message regarding the giants, the aliens, the fallen angels. They bringing in all kind of topics. They telling you everything that's going on with Donald Trump and Biden. And you hear all them black people, I think it was in New York, they rallying, whatever they doing down there, a lot of them for Trump. Then formed a big group, a lot of them, for Trump, to vote for Trump. Today, I think they did it yesterday too, though. See the man of Judah? Gone. And you all think that the curse is a lie. They just put that in there. That ain't us. What you mean? You're doing exactly what it said. How is it not you? So what happens? This lady that speaks, she speak about her experience. The reason why I brought this lady in to you all, because I wanted to go in on this issue with this lady. Minding my own business and saw again the title. I said, let me just listen to her. I listened to her from the beginning all the way to the end. And I said, you know what? This is something good to talk about. This is something perfect to talk about. Because this is how one can bring in the truth of the whole matter of why the world is in the situation it's in today. And because the whole world is willing to deny it, 100%, then the world is in a worse situation than it thinks. The rabbit hole is deeper than deep. Okay? The rabbit hole is deeper than deep. So let us talk about this lady that I don't know how many, with the thumbs up, let me know who saw the video that I uploaded a few hours ago. Anybody in the live chat, just give me a thumbs up if you saw the video before we start. Anybody? Wonderful. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Because we ready then, huh? So, all right. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, you didn't, but that's okay. Okay. Maybe you can go back after we finish this here video, and then you can kind of maybe next time I come on, you can give us what you think, your opinion. You see, what you think about it. Okay, wonderful. Now, can I get first and foremost, I want to say that the woman, you can tell she was beautiful. Not that she is now, but you can tell that she's a beautiful looking, a woman, and she probably was then as well. Okay. Tell me what did you first think of what they were talking about? Anybody? What would you say are the topic of her discussion was basically about what? The topic of her whole discussion was basically what? And I'm gonna write that down. When y'all put that down, you go ahead. I'm gonna get my pen so I can write it down and see what y'all say. You can say it with one word, 2 words. It can be 3 words or a sentence. What would you say her the whole interview she had? Good. Family secrets. All right. And curses. Yes. Good. Incest. Wow. All right. Okay, y'all seeing it. Okay. Okay, I got incest. We got family secrets and curses. Okay. No one else. Okay. So, yes, both of you are exactly right. Family secrets and curses. Okay. Incest. Call it what it is. Exactly. And did you know what you just said is why the world in the situation that it is? Truth is the greatest enemy on the face of the earth. You see? No one wants to be friends with truth. No one wants to know truth. No one want to get along with truth. No one want to be around truth. No one want to hear truth. No one want to see truth. No one want to speak truth. No one want to sing truth. No one want to teach truth. No one want to minister truth. Truth is the biggest enemy on the face of the earth. The biggest enemy, because it's something. It's something that nobody wants to walk there in. So call it what it is. Okay. Now, here we go with something that has something to do with family secrets, curses, and incest. Okay. Here I go. I'm going, y'all. I'm coming. Here I come. Okay. First and foremost, also, you all can keep on writing, so we can stay in it if you want. You can keep on, expounding on the video itself and what you see at the beginning of it. Now, one thing I can say, we speak about the curse of Deuteronomy 28. I don't know if you all have heard that our forefathers is really the reason why we were brought into this captivity as a curse. But it is said, we are worse than our forefathers. So that leads you to understand that the wicked, iniquity, the abomination, the stiff-necked, the rebellion, the disobedient, the adultery, the fornication, and all these things that our forefathers were, we are greater walking therein today. That's 100% true. Well, what do you mean, Deborah? You can say, and what makes you say it's 100% true? Because I'm too. I'm flesh and I'm spirit. I'm not a dead prophet. I'm a living one. So therefore, every prophet you have come to know are the dead ones. When I'm not dead, I'm living. So therefore, if I'm living in your time, you living in mine. So therefore, why do I have to lie? So that you can feel your truth. So I'm a living prophet. a servant of the Most High Yah, a vessel of Yah. My mission is not to come to give you the lies, to give you the truth. You see? So therefore, I'm not just giving you the truth. I'm giving it both ways. So when one says, call it what it is, I can call it what it is in the spirit. And I can call it what it is in the flesh. Come on here. Oh, yeah. So what we're talking about is what this lady have experienced. And what Sister Deborah look at when I go into understanding the fullness and how he said that I have beat the curse. I have gotten victory and won the curse. You know why? Because I salute that bad boy. And I salute it again and again and again. Curse is needed to even keep going on. It's past 400 years, but it still needs to go on if it was my choice. Why? I'm living both ways. I'm living in the spirit realm and I'm living in the flesh. And in both ways, I see the curse should continue. Because when we hear of something of this nature, this actually happening, then we're actually either seeing it to believe it or seeing it as a lie so we can keep living like ain't nothing going on. And so what is her? It ain't me. You see what I'm saying? That's not owning that thing. Why did you say that, Deborah? What did Leviticus 26, verse 37 to 42 say? If you confess the sin of your father and your sin, he can work with you. And that's why I say today, truth is the biggest enemy on the face of the earth. Nobody wants to own it. And I'm going to break this whole thing down in the way I see it, both ways. I'm not coming just natural. I'm coming spirit. That's why I started with speaking about the curse of Deuteronomy 28. I'm wrapped that already in the spirit realm by saying what? He should continue to let us curse. He should continue that judgment till every last one of our tails is in the ground. That's the way I feel about it. You ask me to tell you the truth. Every last one of our tails need to die. Since we want to rumble and play in all this lies and won't bring the truth of the whole matter out. So why do we need to be able to be going anywhere? That's why I look at him. I saw that grace and mercy you created is something else. Because y'all know I ain't got no sense. Put us all in hell. That's how bad I feel the way we continue. And if we continue the way that we are, put us all in hell. No, I don't agree with it, but put me in hell with the hell. That's how against what I see in the spirit realm and in the natural. Seeing this mess for what it is, and everybody walking around here, they bribing us. We ain't doing nothing. They killing our men. Kill them, man. Because life is death. It's in my Father's right hand. Can't nobody pluck them out of his hand. So if they killing you, he done opened his hand and told death, go get them. Praise the mighty God. They ain't doing nothing no way. Y'all just want to lie for them. So you can continue to live in this lie as you living and don't understand what life is in you, waiting for you to get up out of here so he can judge you at the altar. Now, when I see stuff like this, I explain to you all, this has been my life. All these places that I worked was always with a multitude of people. People will walk up to me and say, can I talk to you? Ma'am, I heard you talking. Can I speak to you? Telling me about the stories, y'all. Telling me about the stories. There's one thing they didn't know. You don't have to tell Sister Deborah's story. The Ruach has already taught it to me. I already knew. Was it in my household? No, it was not. Never. But through what he taught me all these years, he was showing me what it was in the light, the truth of the whole matter. And I still say to you today, the way this world is because the men in the beginning, when he created them, they never took their righteous position because they didn't want to be the man. Majority of Judith men are homosexuals. They'd have been touched by men. They didn't have been pleasured by men and still messing with men. And they had wives. They got wives. They got wives. They got girlfriends. It don't matter. But I just thank the Father for beholding and all knowing what he see. Keep them in captivity, Father. I remember when I was 19 years old, and I was coming. Me and my mother was coming from a Goodwill, and I just went into she was driving, but I just went into a dream, and I was just thinking. It wasn't a dream; it was a vision, because I was still woke, and all I could think of is all the things he was saying to me. He was telling me about how horrible it is, and this. And you know what I said to him? I said, Father, just end it all. Why don't you just end it all? Why don't you just end it all? He said, Deborah, I got too many of them coming. Because I sure said, I can't end it all because I got others coming. That's a part of his will. You got to go from A to Z. You can't go to A to W and stop and say, because they doing this, I'm going to stop at W, because at any time, I blink my eyes and everything will be gone. Got to stop it. But I got a will to be done. And I said it more than when I was 18. I have always said it, Father, just end it all. It's too bad. Just end it all. Just get rid of it all. You think? No, we've done too much mess here to be on this earth, period. It's trash Israel have done in Judah. We ain't deserving of even to be living today. We ain't even got the sense to do the search and see how ugly of a people we've been throughout time of creation. But we have the audacity staying in this day and time. Oh, they bothering us. We the true Jews. We the true people. We the true Israelite. We Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Find out who Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is. People! They are the spiritual seed. You can't just stand up and make yourself who they are. That's why it was a dream. The first thing Abraham was in was the vision. And y'all flipped him from the vision to the dream so you can get it. You still didn't get it. Genesis 15, he flipped him from the dream to the vision. Not from the vision to the dream. Dream pulled up horror or darkness. I'm like, wait a minute. What is coming from? What is darkness coming from? He said, yeah, you better check it. Check it. Total different situation. Because he's dealing with a total different people. Praise the mighty God. He knew what he was doing. So I will say the rabbit hole is deeper than deep. Okay? The rabbit hole is deeper than deep. Now watch this. I've spoke this here in 3 years regarding Judith men. I ain't gonna let up, y'all. I ain't gonna let up. You got to understand that this little hen here. This hen here got 4 sons. Not now one of them gonna make me bend and not speaking what God said the Most High Yah, because they are men. You see? No, I'm not. Y'all don't know who I serve. Don't nobody comes before him, and ain't nobody coming after him. He is my beginning, and I know he's my end. Anything in between that? Kick rocks, baby. Ain't nothing coming before him. Been with me too long. And many of you all turn your back against him or go up against him and think you Big Daddy Kane and you this and you that. I'm not that. I got tail whoopings from him. Yeah, I've been chastised and disciplined and got tail whoopings from them. And I loved it all. Oh, yes, I loved it. Woo! I loved it. Because he got me where I'm at today. In the spirit of who he is. So here it is. Let's go into also Judith, men. I have said time after time, over and over and over, that there's a big problem among the men of Judah. I'm standing before you all as a prophet, a woman, a female, a mother, a daughter, a grandmother, a friend. But what's greater? I'm standing here on this devil platform, speaking spirit and truth. And if I have to get off this devil platform and in anything I say that's not correct, I get another tail whooping. See, y'all ain't used to tail whoopings. You ain't used to being chastised and disciplined by the Most High Yah. I am. And I love it. I love it more. I'm going to tell you the truth about it. I love it. Yes, I do. But we got an issue here with the men of Judah. And the father said, there ain't nothing crooked going to be made straight. It's over. Ain't nothing crooked going to be made straight. So when I'm sitting here videoing this for you all, I'm sitting in there letting it video about the lady. And I went in there and I'm sitting, and all of a sudden hear this here message, this video for 4.5 hours. Who listening to him? But then I saw his title. I said, that's what I'm talking about. But wait a minute, that's connected to my topic this evening. I grabbed that bad boy. I grabbed it. I said, I'm going to bring it before you. And it's going to come out of the heart's mouth. Amen. He's going to chop it in and chop it up. And it ain't, I only took a few minutes of it. I like maybe 4 minutes or something like that on each thing. But everything he was saying, 100% true. And he had to stand. And I said, when he's standing up for women, but he's a man that's really standing up for men. You know why he was standing up for men? Because he was telling them the what? The truth. And you know the truth stands up alone. You don't need nobody to stand with it. So that's why all the other men's going on and saying things the opposite of him and against him, while he's standing up in what? Truth. Didn't I tell you truth don't need you? Truth know how to stand up on its own. It don't need you. This young man, he was speaking, and he told them, I've been married 17 years. And before I was married 17 years, I used to had another relationship that was a long relationship before he was married. This 17 years. Don't y'all tell me nothing. That's what he said. That's why I was telling y'all. Were these men allowing men to tell them what a man? Oh no, baby, you messed up. You better go back to the altar and ask the Father, what is a man? And what is it you expect out of us? What is the expectation? What should we be doing? First thing he'll say to you, well, first and foremost, is already in you. I put it in you to know. A baby, when he's born, he comes out. He knows after a few minutes, he opens his eyes. He knows to go to that breast and start sucking. See, y'all ignorant. Y'all straight up gone. He learns how to crawl, how to sit up. He don't need you to help him. He gonna eventually get it. See, this is what y'all saying. It's already in you to be a man. Just like y'all this is what they say. They tell these homosexual, these gay men, when you finish, you was born to be a man. When somebody needs to tell how you gonna tell this gay man that he was born to be a man, and why is he acting like a woman, and you, a man, still don't understand you acting just like his? Because you ain't found your identity. How about that? How you like me now? Find your identity so you can be able to tell somebody else something. You see? This shows you how the mind in Deuteronomy 28 and why he said shall be destroyed. You know why? Because see, that same mindset of what this young man was doing, he just did it today. It was a lie. The mindset that coming after him, that's the mindset that these women, these mothers, these grandmothers, and these daughters, and all of these women ain't been putting up with all since the world been here. And y'all been denying it because you had a good job and you had a nice car and you had a nice house. So what was really going on, you don't care. But you know what? There should have been classes. There should have been buildings where women open up to have meetings with women who went through something. Buildings where young teenagers can go and get some understanding of how life is and what to expect. All this sort of good stuff. But what happened? We dropped the ball. Why? Because the ball was dropped on us, so I don't care either. They can drop the ball on them. But not knowing that ball that you dropped on them is going to roll up on you again. Why? Because your tail might end up in the hospital just for a broken leg. And you running up on them same one you didn't drop the ball off. They don't know a darn thing, and now they got to take care of you. See, it goes around, y'all. Everything's just like a circle. It goes right back around. That's why who we were back in Torah is the same people we are today, but worse, sir. And they got you riding up in Torah, talking about going to Torah, back in Torah. We need to keep the Torah. Keep your tail in that darkness you walking therein, because your mouth is saying one thing and your spirit is walking another. So keep that trash over there. That's where you need to stay. So the men of Israel had caused curses to be worser than the curse itself. Woo-wee, say that again. Men of Israel Judah have caused the curse to be worser than the curse itself. You know what Yah said? He said, tell him this. Yah shall meet it at the throne. Praise the mighty Yah. And I'm telling you, when I wrote it, he said, Yah shall meet it at the throne. So you go on, keep on walking that. It's too late anyway to try to even get it right. Because you were crooked from the foundation of the world. It ain't that you crooked and you hear what Sister Deborah said and you're going to straighten up. No, You don't straighten up from what I'm saying. You straighten up from what he said. There's a difference what he said and what I'm saying. There's a difference in what he said and what I'm saying. What I'm saying can compare to what he has already said. Now, let's get into this conversation. This woman was, I can't get on her right now. Oh, come on now, y'all. Somebody had to start the conversation off about this woman because I have nothing good to say. So I need y'all to pull up. Somebody give me some good thing. Give me some good word regarding this woman. Come on, somebody. Somebody in the live chat. Give me something good to say. Please give me something good. I need something good to say. I realize I ain't got nothing good here. I need something good. Anybody in the live chat, come on, let's pull up and find out what can we say that was good about this woman, period. What was good? I want to get to the good because I don't want to stay on the bad because the majority of it to me was bad and I can't seem to find the good. So I need you to help me. Please help me. Please help me get started so we can talk about this topic. If not, I'm going to pull up what I got. And it's going to be all right with me. I'm going to judge this in a matter of the flesh, and I'm going to judge this thing in the spirit. All right? How about that? How about that? Okay? Would you say? She is still alive, but still broken. Very good. Did you see that? Very good. Very, very, very. I know you pay attention to it. You are so true. good. I like that. I love that. Because that's one of mine down here too. Yes, and I do. I thank the Father for his grace and his mercy. But I love him saying, but you better tell them when you come before the throne, that grace and mercy you had all this time, don't look for it. Don't you look for it. And you don't think they're going to come to the throne looking for that grace and mercy. See, that grace and mercy is something from him. It ain't us. We should never take his grace and mercy and ride on it like it's something we entitled to. Like it's something that we're due. Like it's something that what we entitled or we should have. We should look at his grace and mercy and give him glory and him honor. Because that grace and mercy is not holding Israel up or Judah. It's holding Satan up too. How about that? How about that? Grace and mercy is holding Satan up too, and his demons and his devil. See, that's what I'm saying. Come on now, pull that grace and mercy up. And when you able to see what's going on in the spirit and in the natural, you say, wait a minute, where is the grace and mercy? Even though you know what's there. But when you see, if you here you got 1 to 100. Let's say 1 to 100 is the whole world. 90 of it is darkness. Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. Darkness is upheld by grace and mercy. The whole 100 is held up by grace and mercy. The whole world is held up by grace and mercy. But do we thank him for it? For the purpose of this grace and mercy. So that his will can go from A to Z and it'll slide on down. So he got to place grace and mercy on us so his will can be done. Grace and mercy is not something we entitled to. Grace and mercy is something that we are not even deserving of. Grace and mercy sitting here covering 90% of darkness. Grace and mercy holding it up. Come on now. What does that do? It causes one to start thanking the Most High Yah. See, this is why he's worthy to be praised. Not when we in a situation where we feel we can take him for what he has. We got to know him for what he is, what he was, and what he gonna be. We got to take him in his wholeness. Grace and mercy, if you really look at it, if you take a really good picture of it, Satan and his is in grace and mercy too. Why you think all this stuff going on and ain't nobody doing nothing about it? That's grace and mercy holding them up, letting them do whatever they want to do. Y'all better recognize. So this lady, I love that what you said. That how you say that she was still broken. Thank you. That's another one. I noticed that too. She didn't mention him. You see that? Didn't look at him as her backbone or her deliverance, her nothing. And since you all are not going to talk about the topic, Sister Deborah finna run on in it. Let me get on out here so I don't be here all day. Because it ain't worth being here all day and all night to tell the truth. Okay? So Sister Deborah going to step in. And first and foremost, the woman was 100% wrong. Okay? She was 100% wrong with no righteous. She come here like that. 100% wrong with no righteous. Okay? That's my first one. She made no sense at all. She made no sense at all. Let me see this other one. And grandfather lived in her all over again and again and again and again. That's why her tail never got mama out. Mama been in there since she's 16. What are you talking about? You want to get a place? Who are you selling this story to? Who are you selling this story to? Mama been in there since 16, raped by your daddy, who you are. You are your daddy's seed. That's why mama was still in a sane in a mental hospital. Because you are your daddy's seed. Y'all don't miss it. Y'all same thing with Judah. Same thing with Israel. Who's caused us to get the curse? The forefathers. See, we been wrong, y'all. We wrong all over good. I don't care if you're a male or a female, you wrong. So she was and is her father child. She had his ways, his intendeds, his all everything. She had it, y'all. That curse came down to her. Who her grandfather was, which was her father. That's why y'all never thought, why was the mama still in the nursing home? How you standing up here doing an interview and your mama still in the nursing home? See, now I'm telling y'all something. When I was in Atlanta, Georgia, when women would come to talk to me and men come to talk to me, let me tell you something. I shut mess down, y'all. Sister Deborah just don't rumble that way. Live or die, I'm going to shut your tail down. When these women used to talk about how they put their mothers and their fathers in nursing home, this sister didn't even, you know what? Even a stranger has a tendency of walking up to me, talking to me. Don't talk to me if I ain't going to shut your tail down if you saying something out of line. And it's so many of them when I was in Atlanta. It's so many of them. I went, bam, what? You're going to first and foremost tell me how much mama and what all mama done and how she raised you, send y'all to college, and you're going to have to stand here and tell me you got your mother in another state in a nursing home, and she got 6 kids, and all of them in different states, and nobody's in the states that you put her in a nursing home. If you're not sick, I don't know what you are. That lady looked at me. She said, but I go visit her. No, baby, don't tell me you go visit your mama. Your mama took care of y'all, son. Y'all tells you bragging about how good mama was, but mama over in a different state, and all y'all six of y'all grown and bragging about all of them got degrees and all of them got this, but mama sitting up in a state that none of you all live. Is that not sick? I chop that mess down. I don't care what nobody say. No. That's how sick people are. That's how deep. Like I tell y'all don't believe it. The reality of what is actually taking place on this earth. That's how deep it is. Now, this lady that was also went through what she went through. She didn't tell the story in any type of righteous, y'all. Yes, you see how she told that? Do you see that? You see how she broke that down? And she did, honestly, the lady wasn't saying anything righteous. So what did that leave Sister Deborah with? What the Bible says. The iniquity of the father will come down to children. 3 to 4 generations. Y'all is about what he said. He said what he's about. And it's going to be what he said, not with nobody else. She did mention her transgender son. That a lot of that has also to do with the curse. A lot of it. And then that lady turned around and said that something about somebody in her family that is in her family because the brother is the father over the sister's child. Mm-hmm. And you run around here lying on women, talking about welfare. She put you out, wanted to get on government substance. She got on government substance because your tail wasn't that man y'all created in the beginning. You never found your identity. Never did. Even to today. Because they think being a man is a form of what they say they are. Y'all want me to tell you. He said he's going to check you at the throne. Oh, Father, yeah, I'm going to get in trouble. Oh, Father, yeah, I'm going to get in trouble. Yeah, what did he say here? Here you go. the curse is worse than the curse. And he said, oh no, he said the word curse is worse than the curse. Tell him that I should meet him at the throne. And y'all sit and say whatever you want. I know him like that. I understand him like that. I ain't finna give y'all no lollipops and make y'all think this stuff is right. Because this stuff is serious. I'm going to back you up and back you down. Sister Deborah going to tell it like it is. Now watch this. Wait a minute. She wanted what she was not. Oh, she wanted the lady also. She wanted what she wasn't entitled to. She really did. She wanted something that she was not entitled to. Did you see all the stuff she said she wanted? She wanted to get a place for women that when this happened to them, they have a place to go. And then she wanted to get a nursing home for her mother and other mothers that can go there that's in this facility. Baby, you cuckoo clock from the clock itself. It's no way that you go. Now, the world might give us something like that. But this child, hey, let me tell you something. She would have had a hard time with me. Because first and foremost, nothing you talking about you want to start and how you want to teach other women and teach and get people out of the psych ward. You want to buy a facility, a nursing home. You want to purchase a nursing home so you can get a lot of them out of facility because they've been in there so long. Shut your mouth. Your mama been in there since she's 16. And you left her there. Then have the audacity to tell the interviewer, oh, no, I know where she at. I knew where she at when I was 10. Who mama be in the insane ward from 16 to now, y'all? You see? She's her daddy's, which is her grandfather's child. See, y'all don't believe this. You all do not believe when he said, I will visit the iniquity of the fathers, Deborah. I'm coming down their bloodline. That's why he tell Yeshua pulled up and said, yeah, you think I come to bring peace? What do y'all think he's talking about? You think I come to bring peace? No, I come to bring the sword. What is the sword? Truth. The sword bring truth. Letting you know I ain't come to bring peace with y'all. Peace for what? Do y'all know who y'all talking to? I come to bring the sword. And then what he said, how did he come to bring peace? I come to bring the sword. I come to in the household to tell you that there's going to be 5 in the household, 3 against 2, 2 against 3. Letting the man know all your seeds in you. You're going to have wicked ones and you're going to have some that's going to be spiritual. But your worstest enemy is already in you, men. Why you say that? He said, man, in your household, your foe mean enemy. It's going to be in your household because it's already in your learn. So when you see this world the way it is, what James Brown say, this is a man's world. You better wake up. Because if a man can sell to the world music and his sister Deborah can understand what he's talking about, you sick if you don't. That's why I say everybody is really gone. People are gone. And it's okay, he said. Because it's over. It's about time they go. They ain't doing nothing else. And he said, this one here is another one. Living and dying in the curse itself. This young lady is going to live and die in the curse. Why? Anybody in the live chat? Why should Sister Deborah say that this lady is going to live and die in the curse? That's right. If you are, should not she been in there herself? She left her mother in there since her mother was in there 16 years old. She never went to find out, Mama, why did your daddy do that? Why did he do us like that? Or why? Nothing. Then got the audacity to be on the devil's platform. I told y'all that this is the devil's platform. because this is the sort of trash get on here. She lucky I didn't interview her tail. She's not entitled to anything. She's on there trying to sell her story. I don't know if y'all get it. When she was in that video, she was trying to sell her story. Like she's entitled to somebody to give her money so she can open up a facility to take her mother, get her mother out of there. Kick rocks. Your mother lived all them years with you being your whole daddy that raped her. Because that's what you did. Just raped her over. And you too ignorant to see it. See that bloodline y'all talking about? He said it's coming, the fathers, I'm coming down the fathers. It says on several of them, sons and sons and sons, but it means daughter too. The Most High says daughters too. Her ways are identical to her own daddy after she found out that was her daddy. Now, if that lady was at an age where she was still like 16 and 17, then we can't talk about her like that. But this lady done had 5 grown kids and going on with her life. You get what I'm saying? Talking about I took 20 pills. Why you didn't take the whole darn bottle? How about that? How about that? Why you took 20? Let me show you how raggedy that is. When she said she took 20 pills and she told all her children, text all of them in hope that one of them will call the ambulance for her before she died. Praise Almighty God. You don't see the game being played. You don't see the game being played. You see you see how potent people play? This is how powerful the game is played, y'all. That's how these platforms are. They play the game for all its worth. That's why truth is the greatest enemy on the face of the earth. Yeah, she said she sugar pills. She said she took 20 pills. Remember, she said she could called herself ended her life. She took 20 pills. And when she took the 20 pills, she text all of her children. Now, you tell me if that's it. See the sickness? See how that came down the father? You're going to take 20 pills and then call all your adult children them to tell them about time you get this message, I won't be, what she say, I'll be gone. Something like that. Why put that burden on them babies? I know they're adult. Why? If you want to die, die. You let your mama die and praise your daddy. Oh, he didn't do nothing to me. Oh, he just said he was just want to protect me, and that he ain't never done nothing to me. I guess not. He's living in you. That's why. How about that? Now, one of you ever gave that a thought. He's living in her. That's why she never go to find out what really happened. Now, you's an old woman now, and you still ain't got the story and the lowdown of what happened to your mother because you don't want to know. Because you trust in your daddy and what he said. She said how all the family members were treated her bad because they came back home and they left home early, had babies all over the place, and they came back to home and she was there, and that she is the youngest, but they end up having to still help her and take care of her. I'm like saying, you bragging on it. You see, y'all don't get it. Go back and look at it. She kind of bragging on the fact that, hey, I was the youngest, and I was the one they all had to come back and take care of. Who had to take care of you? Why is all these daughters that had to get out of the house because the daddy didn't want them in there? You know why he didn't want them in there? He didn't have them too. That's why. She was the only one that came. Her mama was the only one. Her mother was the baby child. Do that make any sense? They had a baby by the daddy. All the other ones, they had already told her that he had done it to them too. They didn't have the baby. She did. The baby girl had the baby and had her. And then she come talking about how they came back and had to take care of her. Why do you need to be taken care of? You say your grandfather was doing you real good. Your grandmother had a thing against you, but yet she took care of you. I didn't get it. I don't see where all that stuff was going. And why did all the other sisters that was put out of the house when they were 15 and 16 because the way my my grandfather always they had to all get out once they got grown at 15 and 16. They all had to get out, and they got out, and they all had babies. Got out there and didn't have nowhere to go. They end up coming back and telling me they had to help with her. Wait a minute. You see how silly she sound? This lady went to talking about she's getting ready to write a book. Book your tail somewhere and sit down. Book your tail somewhere and sit down. You ain't got no business near a book. You ain't got sense to even see a book. Talking about she writing a book about what happened to you. See, this is the stuff I'm telling y'all. This is how it goes. Now just imagine the mindset of her boys and daughters. You know the bloodline came to her. It got to hit them too. They got to be as loony as she is. Because they didn't get mama out. But then your mama go tell they didn't get grandma out. But your mama gonna tell you she gonna write a book. How you gonna write a book and your mama up in an insane facility for 16 since she was 16 years old? Do that make any sense? What system gonna allow you to get her out after she's an elder? And you let her set up in there all that time. Then you had grown children. They let her set up in there because they got the same bloodline of your grandfather and your daddy. Told y'all that stuff come down that bloodline. Yeah, she kept calling him granddaddy and not daddy. But she already had said that he was her father. But you notice she never said nothing negative about him. That's why I try to tell y'all. This is how the whole world has been built. These grandmothers, great-great-grandmothers, these great-great-grandmothers, these great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmothers, they kept all these men covered by lies. They let them rape their little boys. I'm sitting here watching this program. This white man had this program, and he only lasted a year, but he had all black men older than I was. All of them was talking about what happened to them by their daddy, their granddaddy, their daddy brother, their daddy friend. How all of them was raping them. And they old. So you gonna stand and tell me what the men of today is not the product of yesterday? Stand down, clown. Have the audacity to put it on the women. Everything get thrown on the women because they do not want to own up. How do you know, Deborah? Leviticus 26 and verse 37 all the way to 42. It identified Israel as a people that don't understand that they have to own their sin and their wickedness. And he said they won't. They don't want to own it. They ain't going to. Look where we at today. They still in the garden saying Eve did it. The woman did it. And that was a lie too. So now this lady talking about writing a book. How you gonna write a book? Somebody needs to take a book and slam it across your head just to see if you'll wake up. I'm not saying that for real, but I'm just being silly. It's nothing she can do for her mother. They should never allow her to take her mother or even visit her mother. She too sick. She too sick. You left that woman in there all them years, and then you have the audacity to go talking about you took 20 pills and then called each one of your children, and they end up calling the facility she was staying in and the ambulance. Well, wait a minute. I thought you wanted to die. Why are you calling all of them? You see what I'm saying? Mental. Playing the game. You wanted to die? What's going on? You didn't want to die. You want the attention. Because of what you were going through, because you withheld all the things that was true and wrong, you hid it all, and now you dealing with it, and that's what she's dealing with. When you listen to her interview, that's why she's dealing with it. And the many other women today, when you run around here, you see how these men treat your tail today. They treat these white women better than they do you. They open the door for her. Ma'am. They call you bitches and hoes. Come through a door when a man, he gonna let the door go. And he ain't going to open no door to you, but let a white woman be behind you. He going to let it go when you come out in, but then he going to go back to that door to open it for that white woman. This is Judith, y'all. This is the whole truth of the matter. That's the truth of the matter. This woman should have no connection to her mother. Her mother don't need her connection anymore. Because kingdom gonna get that mama. She got to be already sealed for the kingdom. For her own daddy to do all that to her when she was 15 years old, rape her and have a baby. And then mom, guess what? Mama, her grandmother and her grandfather, guess what they did? They covered it up by putting her in an institution, said she was crazy. So that left daddy to do what? Continue it the rest of his life. And that's what he did. And that's what you see today. The product of the fathers and the forefathers. So the Father in heaven said, but Deborah, guess what? I pull up and I let them know. I'm coming to visit the iniquity of the fathers. 3 to 4 generations in their children. But I think that is kind of really deep for the children to have to pay the penalty of the father. But because you all too ignorant to know that the children comes out of the father womb, not the mothers. So every way that you see in this world and everything that's going on had nothing to do with a woman, even the garden. Because they lied to you and you lied to yourself, that's on you. See you at the throne. And the bounds of repeating, it's going to repeat in her children. The same curse her dad laid in her. Okay? It's going to go on down to the children. And that's when she started speaking about her son being transgender. I'm like still hung up on, why are you talking everything about everybody else? What about that man that raped you? Why ain't you said a mumbling word? Didn't say, hey, you know that man lived and died. Nobody never said, nothing ever said about him. Nothing. Only thing she said is he never said anything about it. As old as your tale was when he died, why didn't you say? What? And she's on nationwide television, not television, YouTube, making a video. See, this is, I'm telling y'all, that's how YouTube is. It's only set there to make you think the wrong is right. And people looking on there, oh yeah, ooh, that happened to her, that happened to me too. But wait a minute. Why do you think it's like it is today? The father visit that iniquity and let it roll right over to the children. And the world called it generational curse. You better back that thing up and back it down. And see the right hand of the father saw the evil and wicked of the fathers and let it run right into the children. And this is what you see in the world today. When you see these kids out here disobedient to their parents, when you see these sons out here selling drugs and guns and out here doing everything, stealing and killing, and these men not taking care of their children, this is all the product of the fathers. And then y'all stand y'all tails on this devil platform and act like y'all don't know what the rats behind this sister is talking about. And that's the same reason why that girl's mama's still in the nursing home. That's the same reason why the granddaddy got away with raping all of his daughters, all of his grandkids. The same darn reason is because the mouth of truth was always closed. Stand there and try to tell me what to say or what to think or what to speak. I'm speaking it in the spirit realm and in the natural. She has no healing word, none whatsoever. So that's when you said she was broken, you are 100. That's the part I was saying. She had no healing words for anyone, not even herself. She can't be healed. She was sitting here to tell those that are out there, and it should have been where the men and the women more so bring this thing out in the clear. This is our nation, y'all. This is the tribe of Judah doing this stuff. And what all they want you to do is cover their wrongdoing And nobody wants to say nothing. Figure that ain't mine. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But I know that's right. But I like what Romans, in the first chapter of Romans say. He said, even those who knew it and seen nothing wrong with it, they too, he said, it's going to be held accountable. So you run your tail around here. You ain't entering in nobody's glory. You ain't entering in nobody's kingdom. When you see this stuff around and won't even say anything to nobody. That's why I say this is truly a devil platform. They tell you about Trump and Biden and a boat coming to get us and all this old mess, but nobody wants to tell the truth why we're where we at. Tell the truth of the whole matter. Deuteronomy already told it. Jeremiah told it. Ezekiel told it. Isaiah done told it. And nobody in the world today want to tell the truth. But they want to look at you like you stupid. And they so smart. But it's exactly like he said. That gate, Deborah, is narrow. Didn't I tell you? They ain't going to find it. Because they don't want nothing righteous. They don't want the light. They want what's darkness. That's what they want to run up in. Now, the family was also cursed under the same curse. The whole family was cursed. The father in the house destroyed the whole family and generation of the other ones. Same way today, y'all. This happened today too, but I'm just saying it's the same way today. Same way. This is how we got to where we at, y'all. Women that don't have the men to take care of the kids, didn't be responsible and married and didn't do the things that they should have done. Didn't take care of the children because the children came out of their womb. Nuh-uh. All of that. None of them wants to be liable for nothing. They don't want you saying nothing about it. But what did I tell you? Truth is the greatest enemy to any and everybody, even when they say they're righteous. They can stand around and say, I'm the light, I'm righteous, I'm upright, I'm just, I'm the child of the Most High Yah, I'm a true Jew, I'm the people, I'm Judah, I'm this and I'm that, but y'all know who you are. Because truth don't want to be nowhere near you. Because no one wants to own up to it. So that's why when I saw that brother get on there and say that, I said, Father, you gave me that just to add to this topic. Yes, it's going to run it in. Okay, and she was... Deborah, grandfather was never held accountable. All them daughters and granddaughters he done raped. We don't know what he done to the sons, but I'm just still saying. And never was held accountable. And guess who was his sidekick? Mama, grandmama. I haven't heard the stories. Let me give you two or three of them. I was working at Chrysler minivan plant. And true and all is 5,000 to 6,000 people. And there have been, I think I told you about the lady that was working. She was older than I was, but she had been there for, I think they said 20, almost 30 years. And she looked, she was all about her grandbabies, y'all. This lady was all stuck on her grandbabies. And she all was telling me everything she do. She used to work 7 days a week. But when she got her day off, she put them vacations. It was all about taking them grandbabies on a vacation. She was always about, and she had them long nails all the way out to, wait a minute, where am I at? Long nails. Y'all, nails about like this here. And working on minivans. It's coming in the plant. And she had been there for so many years. And they sent me over there to work with her. I work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And they sent me over there to work with her. And me and her had a really good conversation. It felt so good. But when she went to telling me her life. And every time people have to tell me this story, it always be that the father, the grandfather, uncle, the brother, and the grandmama let them get by with it. Grandmama always let them get by with it. That's why I don't want to hear nobody's monkey mouth telling me that it wasn't like this back in our days. Shut your mouth. The wicked of today is the product of yesterday. Stand down, clowns. Truth is the greatest enemy on this face of this earth because nobody wants to hear it. They will slither in and slither out. They will go up against it and kill for it, not to be in their sight. So this lady was telling me about how her mother was there when her dad would rape her. And she went on and telling me, she said, but Deborah, it was like when I was 3 and 4. One thing I'm gonna tell you about Sister Deborah, when people open up to me, I act like I'm normal because I don't want them to feel like, oh my God, oh no. I act normal. People tend to open up when I bring myself to where I heard it all. Yeah. And she just being an ear to hear. And she went on and telling me all of that. And she said she was, I think, 17 when she confronted her mama on her deathbed, and her mama apologized. Same thing with this girl. Talking about her grandmother said, I'm sorry. Baby, that sorry it's too late. That's not a repentance from the spirit. That's not a heart repentance. You're dying and now you're saying you're sorry. Y'all saw you let this man do this to all these children, and you stood back knowing that it was done. And she praised her grandmother because her grandmother admitted to it at a day or two before she died. Do that make any sense? That don't even make any sense. Same thing with this lady. She said she forgave her mother because on her deathbed, she said that she was sorry for letting her daddy rape her all those years. The damage was done, y'all. The curse is running all down the great kids because the lies were kept hidden. Today they tell you one way to stop the curse that they call generational curse. And they even tell you how you can stop it because it can be stopped. But like the Father say, you got to own that thing. You got to feel that thing. You got to salute that thing and own it for what it was and what it is. But they ain't gonna do that because truth is right there waiting. Come on, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Come on, tell it like it is. Tell the truth. Oh no, they can die and die with the truth. It's okay, and it's all going down that bloodline from baby to baby to baby to grandbaby to great grandbaby, all going on down. And this is what you see today. This is all of it that you see today. And you run around here thinking, oh, they bothering us, they doing it. Your nation is raggedy as raggedy can be. And it's Judah's nation that I'm talking about. It's Judah tribe that's that rotten like that. And it's been going on. This is not something that just started today. And then all of this time, okay, when I moved to Georgia, I used to catch the bus. And the bus driver, me and her became real close. And I moved in the complex, me and the kids and my husband, we moved in the same apartment complex that she was in, but it was just her. And I had the 4 bedrooms and she had the 1 bedroom. So we was in the same complex, but she was a bi-state. It was a Metro in Atlanta bus driver. And she had been there for quite a while because she was older than I was. But she had a friend that came from Ohio. And her friend name was Linda. And Linda and her was around about the same age. And Linda to me, when I would go over there and I see Linda, we would sit down, we just got along really good. To where the bus driver told her she gonna have to leave because something about she was moving her son in or whatever. And Linda said, I don't know where I'm gonna go now. I came and left everything back in Ohio, Deborah. And I said, come on, go with me. You can come stay with me. That's Sister Deborah. Oh my goodness. And I got to know Linda and Linda. I was going to church, to this certain church, and I was telling her about who this pastor is and this is going on in the church. And Linda was the lady that said to me, Deborah, how is it that you knew what this man was going to teach? How is it that you knew what was going on in the church and I was going to see these things before it happened? You calling these people. That's what she couldn't believe. How could you? There's no way you know that. But I kept telling her that I was one that has received this gift to be able to see things before it happened. But so me and Linda, The kids liked it, her. They liked it, Linda. And after a while, Linda began to tell me the whole story. And Linda said that her father had raped her. No, it wasn't her father. It wasn't her father. Her mother and her father, they had two sisters and one brother. The brother was the oldest one, and he raped her. And she was pregnant by her brother. And the mother named sent her far away from everybody. And they took her child and raised her child. But they sent her far away. I think Linda said she was 10 or 11 when she had that baby. And her brother was her father and her mother, everything. They was just so in love with her, they son, to where they were willing to send her away to an aunt that wasn't a close aunt, but a distant one. And that aunt, she stayed with her, and her aunt's husband also tampered with her as well. And she was just saying she just went through hell throughout that whole family. See, it starts them fathers, y'all, and them grandfathers, and them great-great-grandfathers, them great-great-grandfathers, them brothers, and them uncles in them families. She wouldn't mind because we was this other lady, I tell you. So what happened was Linda ended up in an orphanage somewhere in a home, and she stayed there for many years. But when she got out as an adult, she went and got her, went to school, and she was a nurse, y'all, a really good nurse, RN. She made it enough where she was at. So she was out on her own. She didn't have her kids. She didn't have nobody. So she ended up feeling lonely and just started dealing in drinking, and she just couldn't stop drinking. And she ended up homeless and ended up back to her mother. At that time, I think it was her father had died, and her brother was still living, back to the house. And she ended up messing with some man that she got involved in and had another daughter. But she said the way they treated her so bad. And she I don't know if she knew that she had a baby, and her child, and it was a boy. He had grown up, and somewhere along the line, I don't know how she couldn't remember that, but I guess since she was 11, she didn't think they kept the baby or whatever. But so it was her son. So she went back there, and they treated her so bad. Her family, her mama, her daddy had died, her brother, all of them treated her so bad. Even her mother, sister, and them. Oh, she said, Deborah, they treated me so bad. So when Linda told, not Linda, her name was Linda, but when Rose told her she'd come stay in Atlanta with her, she just figured I can get away from all of this. She got her a decent job as a nurse, and she got off by herself again. And next thing you know, she had left her baby there. And she said her daughter ended up getting raped by, I think, someone else in the house. But she was saying how she don't know how she can forgive her mother. When she left me after a year, her and her mother was communicating. And I was telling her that you need to go back and be open and just tell her how you feel and you know what went on. And it made her and her mother have a relationship that she said she never had. And we made sure we gave her money in case she needed to come back and in case she needed to get her a place. And we sent her home. And when she got back, her and her mother had a long conversation. And she said, Deborah, it cleared a lot of things up. And she said that that was her son in that house. When she had came back once before, she didn't even know that was her son. But that was her son, and her brother act like he ain't done nothing, and he the one raped her. When she was 11, he raped her at 10. She had the baby almost 11. So she was saying it was so bad, but it was so many years, you all. It was like 18 years had gone by, and she hadn't seen her mother, and hadn't even went back because it was just that bad the way they dealt with her. So she did get a chance to go back home, Linda, and I was glad. And at that time, her mother was about, it was sick, I believe, and her mother needed somebody to take care of her. And Linda was an RN. You see that? You see how that blend back in, and that's what happened to Linda. But with Sister Deborah, uh, the other case at Chrysler was this white lady, and she asked me if it was okay that she talked to me because she heard me talking to someone else, and she wanted to at least feel she can open up. And it happened to her, this white lady, but her father was breaking bones. I mean, breaking arms, shoulders, hip, bones of the children. It was a mess. Her father and her mother was an alcoholic, so they got messed up all the way to where when mama got sick, she hadn't even seen her kids in 24 years. They had stayed away. Once they got grown, they never went back. So mother was sick and she had to go out of town because mother was asking for them to come see her one last time. And she hadn't seen her mother in 24 years. So she was like, her husband told her, I need you to go. She said she didn't want to go. But because her husband told her, I think that you should go, she did go. But the other siblings, she was the young one. They didn't go. And mother sat there and told her that she was sorry and forgive her. She said all these church people and everybody around her mother had her mother joyful and praying, and her mother was seemed like the happiest thing. And she said as she saw her mother and her daddy, and she was like, after all that they did to us, and it's like, hey, it goes all over, y'all. This does not just happen to Judith, but it's happened to all. But it still goes right back to what the father was doing, and the mother gets with the father just to have the father there and let him get his pleasure and let him do what he wants. But the sisters them didn't even go to her funeral. They didn't even want to have nothing to do. They just how bad that lady messed up her four kids, but one, the baby girl, went to her funeral and went to see her. She said, tell them that I'm sorry and forgive me, and that I definitely know what we did to them. She said her daddy never did apologize. You see what I'm saying? See, this is what y'all don't understand. Y'all think people think that stuff is okay. They think it's okay for the men to have all pleasures and have. That's why there's polygamy. I'm totally against, because after they fool around with the women, they gonna want to mess around with the kids like they've been doing since the beginning of time. See, and they just because y'all ain't pulled up and slapped them in the head a couple of times or beat their tails down, they just assume since he said he ain't done nothing, it must be okay. So I guess it was okay to hang all these black people on the tree. He didn't come get them either, did he? So I guess that was righteous too, huh? See, that's what people don't understand. You want to put everything in a form of righteous, no matter how the level of evil is, just so they can get away with it. So the father tells me, even from the instructions and direction book, and based on the Ruach teaching me what the instructions and direction is trying to say, but getting away with not saying it, and that is the truth. The product of what you see in the world today and all this wicked and evil is a product of men. Okay. It's a product of men. This lady sat on this interview and did not say anything about the father that raped her. That raped her mama. Her grandfather that raped her mama. Never said a mumbling word about him. But had the audacity to talk about the mama is still in the facility since she was 16. You sick. You sick. So back to where I'm coming from here is this. Let me get it for you. And the problem that I have, and that's why the father was telling me, don't go telling them the story. You can sit there and tell them all night, all day, next year, 20 years, 30 years, 100 years. It ain't going to make them see. Because the light got to be in them to see anything. They're here, but they don't hear. They'll see, but they really don't see. Okay. Kevin Sanders and Omar Johnson, and I don't know who this other guy is. But let me see here. And it's called his platform. The cult of men leading you away from women. Now, I've been saying this for the last 6 years. I'm sitting here watching the tribe of Judah men destroy black women, tribe of Judah women, and the women standing around trying to get a butt put on their back, trying to get to look like something that they ain't. All in the name of trying to get these Judah men to look at you, see you different, feel about you. Baby, these men are the product of their fathers. Get that. That done all kind of wrongdoing, going and coming. It'll be shock for you to find out what your grandparents and your parents' parents and your daddy and them done back in the day. But y'all say, I'll meet him at the throne, devil.
Any man that's listening to another man telling you, oh no, the world is just harder for me. Shut that nigga, that is pandering.
Okay, here we go. I hope you can see, you can hear it. I hope you can.
Y'all will love this nigga down. He can't say nothing wrong. In the next breath, he can talk dog shit about y'all. Y'all gonna be like, oh.
The language is off the chain.
The life of a black man is hard. It's a hard life for a black man out here. These black women don't like us. They just so mean to us. They don't even want to go to Cheesecake Factory. They don't even want to drive a Honda Accord. What? The fuck are you talking about? That's all y'all want to hear. I don't want to hear y'all. Y'all niggas come up here one more fucking time talking about who we pander. Shut the fuck up. All y'all do is pander to each other. You listen to nothing but panders. All these niggas is pandering. Anybody that is talking to you directly and telling you do nothing wrong, you do nothing wrong, man. I'm saying it's me. Any man that's listening to another man telling you, oh no, the world is just harder for me. Shut that nigga, that is pandering. The world is hard because of me. The world is hard because of us. I'm telling y'all the opposite. I'm not telling you the world is hard because it's just hard. I'm telling you the world is hard because of us. And we can make it easier on ourselves, on everybody. Y'all don't want to hear that. You want to hear niggas tell you the world is hard. And these women ain't making it no easier. Especially these black women. As long as they say that shit, y'all fucking go. You gonna give these niggas all the dollars. You gonna make it rain on these niggas. And I ain't even mad at them niggas getting the bag necessarily, but I just know I know the grift. I know the grift. And that's why y'all hate. That's why y'all hate it over here. That's why y'all hate it over here. That's why y'all be in the comments doing drive-by tappings. Y'all can't never come up in the box. Y'all be afraid.
I don't know if y'all heard what he said. He's trying to tell them, when you see everything going on in the world, it has nothing to do with a woman. We can make it right as men because we are the fault of everything that you see. He's using language out of this world, but he's actually telling them that you all pander to Omar and Kevin Sanders and this other guy. And the reason why they saying that is because you women don't understand. They're rising. I can't explain it. And I asked the Father, where is it? Teach me, show me. He said, Deborah, it's out of control. It's booming. And what he's saying is the two new ones that then came up, everybody, all the men turned to their station, they page, and they're feeding them all this negativity about the women being the fault of any and everything that ever happened to them in their lives. I've never seen these two guys, but everybody's calling in, know those two guys really well because they're known. I'm saying myself, I see this all the time. Booming up. It's like, why ain't they trying to understand that God's on his way? Ooh, we in the judgment. No, Judah ain't doing that. Judah keeping everything division between. Because the Father had to tell me, Deborah, you might think all this killing these women had to do with just killing these women. They've been doing that. He said they're doing it in great numbers now. It's because you got all your men talking negative about women, your women, the women. And I was saying, I wanted to say that was it, but they're doing too much of it, though, Father. He said that's why they're doing it, because they are buying into all these men on the platform that's telling them negatively at its highest regarding the Black women. When the fault, this man is telling them, they ain't the fault. We are as men. And then he broke it down to them, tell them, when tell me, what do a woman own in this world? That shut their tails down. So if the woman don't own nothing, and y'all can't even say that she own nothing, because you know she don't own nothing, so how is it she made it bad? And she don't own nothing in the world. Men do. This guy, let me tell you, he's used language out of this world. But let me tell you something. Everything he was saying was 100. Everything. And they was on him like, whoo, because Kevin Sanders, all the guys calling in, they all for Kevin Sanders. Omar, they for Omar, because Omar, he plays both sides. But the way he was saying it is, it's a game they playing. And they've been playing it for a long time. He don't understand why the men ain't figured it out. I don't understand how the women ain't figured it out. I don't understand if the women figure it out, maybe then they can make some sense and leave these men alone. But they too hung up on stupid because they are the seed of the man. They can't see no wrong in what they're doing. And then you got these women, they got themselves wrapped up playing the role. I can see why he say, and they led captivity silly women. It makes so much sense because you see them. You see them in the spirit realm and you see them in the natural. You're a living prophet, not a dead one. You see what is actually taking place. You see what is these people are performing and how they are performing. It's impossible, you guys, for the world to be the way that it is. It's impossible for women to be over in the land of their captives and it be their fault. It's their forefathers. And this is why I say it's sad that they can't see that. The men won't even see it. So you're waiting for the man to see it, for you to see it. And they're not going to see it because this is why Jeremiah pulled up. This is why Ezekiel pulled up. This is why Isaiah pulled up. And what did they pull up and say, Deborah? I'm coming forward. The Most High Yah. See, I love it because, like I said, since I've been on this devil platform, I see where Yah is going to destroy their tails. I see it. That's why I say the truth is the biggest enemy on the face of the earth, because it's something men ain't looking for. They said, well, since we ruling it and we got it going on, we're going to control these women this way, that we're in control. And the thing about it, it's no such thing as a woman bashing a man. Anybody believe a woman can bash a man? Let me tell you, you are the serpent seed. Let me tell you why. Start from Genesis 1 all the way down to Revelation. Watch y'all bash him. I don't even need to bash him. And when I say watch y'all bash him, go into it, wait for the Ruach, and let him show you when he says something. It ain't good, y'all. It ain't good. You see, he's always been on the men. That's who he's talking about. That's disobedient, rebellion, and stiff-necked. He can't be talking about the women because the men were ruling the women then. Like they doing now, trying to make y'all think they ain't ruling. Want me to tell you one way they ruling them? Want me to tell you how the men are ruling the women? That's how this woman, mother, got raped by her granddaddy. That's been going on in the family. All these people that I have dealt with. Now, and I'm gonna be honest, it ain't been no more than 18 stories from women. And then when you hear the stories from the men, it's worse than the women. Because you wonder, well, how did they get away with that? Why would they mess with their sons? Baby, they don't care. And this is the curses that's in the hot family today. And you know what? You never hear nobody say. You don't hear them teaching it. You don't hear them preaching it, talking about generational curse. You don't hear them telling you nothing about what the men have been doing since the book of Genesis all the way to Revelation. What the men have been known by Yah to be doing. They ain't gonna preach it. They ain't gonna teach it. And when you get on this devil platform, you see the women sillier than they are and won't cover truth that surround that area, then therefore that's how it's so dark, y'all. That's how it's so dark, because no one brought any light to it. And what is that light? It's truth. No one wants to bring any light to anything going on today. And the Father say, I get you. I get them at the throne, Deborah. Because you know what? Even this girl who mother was raped by her grandfather, she went on to talking about he had done it to the other girls, the other daughters that was in the house. That's why they really got put out at age 15 and 16, where you was thinking, why would they put them girls out at that age? Because he didn't have them already. And the grandmama was mad because he didn't have them, so she just put them out. But shows you the heart that she had. Who lives that long and then think that that it's time at my deathbed to say I'm sorry? Come on now. Come on now. And she's sitting here marveling off the fact that grandma said she was sorry. Well, wait a minute, hold up. Your mama's still in the prison. Why are you meditating on what grandma say? And your mama's still locked up since she was 16, after she had your tail. See how it's captured? The women have captured all the wrongdoing of the men to the point where this is where their mindset is. If you all would go to that page where this man was at, and you see here, you just listen to, now you might not want to listen to it, but that's a man telling you, breaking it down. And this is what I say. They don't want to be connected to anything that's going to reveal their fathers, wicked and evil, sin, abomination, adultery, fornication, raping, sodomy. They don't want you to know nothing about it. We good. We ain't done nothing. Those women, they put us out the house to get welfare. No, baby, y'all. Grandmama, I can kick your tail. Now, this is my end. I had a woman and a daughter who followed me since I first began. And 2 years ago, it's been about 2 years ago, the daughter was supposed to come, but once I found out what she was doing, I was like, oh no, we can't have that. So the mama came and the grandson, and they came to visit. A really good time. We had a really good time. And she was talking about how is it that I didn't know life was like this, that you can be in so much peace. Because when she came here, she was trying to really grip the fact that it's so nice and peaceful and beautiful over here. And her son was like, oh, mama, come down the basement. Look at the basement. I mean, just really so much peace. And I told her, just come and just stay a couple of weeks and we'll be talking and going places to eat. And that's what we did. And one night I was asleep. I wasn't asleep. I was in the bed. I had my light on in the room. She came in and said, can I come in and talk? And I said, yeah. She came in and sat on the bed and we talked for about 2 or 3 hours. And this sister told me the story. Boy. If y'all see how her family tried to stop her from coming, they all put her out and she never lived with them. None of them would do anything to help her or anything. But when she said a woman was paying her round trip ticket to come to visit, the YouTube lady, they knew she had been following me for a long time. They already knew that. When she finished telling me everything, my mouth dropped. Sister girl was like, I listened. I didn't act like that because I like to act, normal and yes, I have heard stories, really horrible things that have happened to people. the reason why this was so potent, when she pulled up at the airport, it's this guy pulled up, a cousin of hers she ain't seen in 30 years. He stays here in this state. He pulls up at the airport because they told her I was a witch. And I better be careful because I'm a witch. He pulls up to meet her at the airport. And I'm saying to myself, why would she call him when she called me to pick her up? And so he can see who I was. When he saw who I was and my swag, a brother man stood down. He stood down. I mean, like, all the way down. She said, you had him going, didn't you? Yep. He had no other choice. Send your nasty tails down. And he had to have been something like 65. Don't come here with, don't pull that trash. He was telling them not to let her come. And she's my age. No, she's probably 5 years younger than I am. But you telling her not to come. And anytime she was there, as worse it is there, where she's coming, you ain't got no business following her. Trying to make sure that I'm not a witch and I'm setting her up. And that's how the whole family back. I think it's, I ain't gonna tell y'all where it's at. But that's how the whole family gave her hell. You know why? Because they couldn't believe that a woman that she's been following on YouTube for 6 years, but this was like 4 years, that she was sent for her to have a 2-week stay. They couldn't grip that. She couldn't stay with them. Homeless, always running here to stay, and then somebody want to mess with her there and mess with her daughter here and her daughter. I think her daughter should be about 30 something now, but sweet. She's a sweet girl. But it's many days and nights I listened to dreams and vision from them, just listening to them. But let me tell y'all something. When she came and she sat on that bed that night and told me the whole lowdown, that's why I said, don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. I already know about all that trash. And I think what had happened, she said, can I come in and sit down and talk? I said, yeah, come on in, baby. I ain't sleep. I'm just laying here. She came, sat on the bed. And she took me through her whole life. You never know. You don't know people. So be careful out there. You really don't know people. You don't know what you are ushering in. You don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know what they dealing with. You just don't know. And it kind of knocked me off because I was like a mother and daughter duet that I thought should have had a YouTube page. And it was really rooted. They was really invested in this here spiritual creator, and this, they really were. But once you hear that life, it started off a mess before she even came, and then it went over to this and this and this. But when she sat on that bed and told me what she told me, woo-wee, I had to share with her all the other issues that I've heard about that fell in that same category. I didn't want her to think hers was the worst of the worst, but it was. It was. And it started with granddaddy and grandma. I think granddaddy and grandmama had 6 sons, and they swept the whole family. Swept through the whole family, just as granddaddy did. The whole family. Big family, large family. Grandmama knew all about it all the time. Every time it happened, she knew she was there. She had a lot of love for that grandfather. His grandfather had 6 sons. And guess what, y'all? Remember that man that pulled up at the airport? He was one of them. He was one of them. Grandfather's sons. All of it made sense. They didn't want her out of Carolina because they didn't want nobody to ever know about what the family really did. The devil knew she was coming to talk to a woman of Yah. Should I have taken my sons? For what? I got Yah. Pull up on me if you want to. And I looked at him like, hey, come on this way if you want to. He stood his tail down. Don't play with me. And he saw me when I pulled up. He didn't see me when I pulled up, but when I was helping her with her luggage and her grandson and her, when I was helping her with her luggage, he saw me get in that GMC, that big truck. You better stand your tail down. You don't know who you messing with. You see? So he real looking all, trying to talk to her. And she said, I have to go. And I said, when she went on, he come running to talk about that he didn't believe. Did you know what he did? I'm sure how sick they are. They didn't want her coming. Not to me. They knew who I was. And they knew she was following. So they was touching her, the brothers and the sisters in Carolina was touching base with him, telling him that she's coming. And she ain't seen him in probably almost 30 years, but yet he's here. And when he left, there was some things went on, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just still saying, how are you going to meet her at the airport? Because you said that I'm the witch. When he saw who I was, he realized something. Wait a minute. And he tried to say hello. That's what I did to him. You don't talk to me. You don't know me. I sure did. We pulled up. I pulled the truck right in front of the luggage section and was putting her stuff in the luggage, and her son, her grandson, and her. We got in the car, and he said, I'm gonna be calling you. I'm gonna be calling you. Stay in touch. And I pulled off while he's still talking. But the story at the end, honey, when she sat on that bed and told me, and I thought I didn't know nothing. This is a part. Her telling me this put a closure on it all. It was what was taking place. It was what was taking place in that house where grandmama and granddaddy, all of them. Want me to tell you how deep it was? They raped every male that came through the womb. So, Deborah, that's why I'm trying to tell you, so you know how my son is. That's how he got like that. You see? Ooh-wee. It was a mess. It was the worstest case, but it fit right in to all and they ain't stories, real life of the reality of the truth that everybody in households have denied and lied about. Do you really think that if you went through all of this and you held this from your children, you ain't going to nobody's kingdom? You better read Romans chapter 1. He lets you know. You get involved in that mess and think you better because you got it sure and kept it quiet and let the curse keep rolling on as it is, because it don't go nowhere. I don't care if you don't have no children. I don't care if you have one. It's going to come right in. When that child have kids, that curse going to keep floating. I used to wonder about generational curses when they used to call it a generational curse. How can it stop? Oh, it's easy. I didn't even know it was that easy. But wicked and evil don't want to give it up. They love that. They don't want to give it up. So her case was really bad. Even down to the grandson. All of it was her oldest son. She was showing me pictures of him and told me, I already knew he was like that, but this was her chance to let me know the whole overall of it. And she said, I feel so good. You know, I never told anybody. She said she felt so good that it's out because she never told anybody the hidden secret that's in the family, starting with granddaddy. And I'm quite sure it happened to granddaddy's daddy. That's where he got it from. So it goes on and on and on and on and on, and everybody turn around and try to cover it up to make it everything right and say, shut up, don't say nothing, just keep it going. And then the curse go down. You know what I also realized? All the grace and mercy that he poured out, we don't have none to give unto anyone else. We have no grace, no mercy to pour out on others. That which grace and mercy he has poured out on all mankind. But yet, we don't have that. It's just something in us that just don't have that for no one else. Isn't that deep? Deep. That's deep to me. That which he poured out, we cannot even pour out toward others. Because it's more so you and mine, I'm over here, you over there. And that's another reason why I also don't know for sure, but I'm quite sure a lot of people with that mindset, I can't say for sure. I just couldn't see that being a part of the body of Hamashiach, the true saints, nor the remnant that he's coming for. I just couldn't see that. I just can't see it. And I think what has happened, because I'm gonna be honest with you, this man was talking that and he was hardcore. But I think that when he speaks of the narrow gate and very few shall find, I think that stands for even this situation where men are the way that they are, and they want to blame everything and degrade women of their own nation. Now they ain't gonna do that to the heathens and the Gentiles or the Europeans who got them in captivity, their wives. They're not gonna do that to them. They're not gonna do this to these white women. They wouldn't dare do it, but they find pleasure and unity in doing it to the women of their nation and their tribe. It's powerful. He had another African man called in. Oh man, he was all on his side. Boy, he was saying some woo-wee. He was fired. He was telling, but he was real intelligent and smart. He said that, and this other guy, he was saying that if they only knew that nothing is going on is the fault of no woman. And the way he was breaking it down, and I'm like, say, you mean the men can't get that? Oh no, they ain't turning it loose. They did. They ain't this. I'm like saying, are these the same one who said they built this country? You's a lie, said the Most High, y'all. You ain't built nothing. You just was a slave in this country. That's why you can't build your household. That's why you can't even cut your own lawn. That's why you can't even do anything for your children. Deuteronomy 28. I told you weren't going to mount up to nothing even with your children. What are you talking about? You ain't built nothing. And where does it say you built anything? You was just slaves. You was just laboring for nothing. It ain't that you built something because you labor for nothing. Don't make you built nothing, because the proof is in the pudding. Show up with something. Since you built this whole country, you built this country. Pull up with something, said the Most High Yah. What can you pull up to prove you a builder or you built something? You ain't gonna be able to pull up with jack because you ain't built nothing. And then, like I said, and I'm gonna end right here. The biggest scapegoat, not the scapegoat, the biggest enemy to everybody is truth. Nobody wants a part of it. No matter how tall it stands, how much light surround it, nobody wants the truth. But yet, they thinking he coming for them. So Sister Deborah, I hope each and every last one of you got something out of this. And I will be back. Did anyone have any questions? I was hoping that more had seen the video and had more to expound on it. But this is also what he was saying. Don't put so much emphasis in things that it's not going to mount up to zero. So, I do want to say I appreciate each and every last. Ooh, it's lightning. Each and every last one of you all who have donated to Sister Deborah's GoFundMe and YouTube. Not YouTube, GoFundMe and Cash App. I want to make sure before I leave off of here to say I really appreciate your donation, and I'm still wanting the Father to bless you abundantly, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I thank you for it. I really do. So, if anyone have any questions, if not, you joined late. Okay. Yeah, watch it. And you're going to say, well, wait a minute, that sister sure nailed what that lady was saying. That's what you're going to say. She nailed that. But I'm telling you, it didn't make, and stuff like that is what these platforms is for. This woman here is to get glory and honor for what she's telling somebody. And nothing she's telling anyone has any righteous, any just, any upright, any good, any deliverance, any nothing. Oh, yes. See what you're saying? It's different when you never knew. You see what I'm saying? Like with me. We came up in the house, 7 of us, 5 girls and two boys, and my dad and my mom. We didn't have that type of stuff going on. My mother, one thing that my mother never let us go over nobody's house. That's one thing. We didn't get to go over to aunties and uncle's house. I can tell you that. You see, my mother didn't let us do that as young children. She didn't let us do that. But yeah, we didn't do that. So you're right. I never knew it was that bad either. But until I was like a teenager and I started hearing the stories. But see, I didn't know the stories were being prepared for me to use as an example of the end days in which we are in. Because I'm gonna tell you what's kind of where people are in darkness and walking therein is when all the wicked and evil is covered up. No one talks about it. No one teaches, preaches, cover it. Even in their instructions and directions that tells you that it exists way back then, you won't see them pull it up, teach it, preach it, or speak on it, or expound on it. Oh yeah, see, it was there. It always been there, and like all the examples, all the testimonies that I got, it was the grandfather, the father, the uncle, the brothers, and if the father went out and had another son, it's the son that's of the father, but not the one, but he's not really any kin, but outside of that's his father raping his son. I mean, y'all have to hear that. I wish that program was on. I refer you all to it, but it was 100 men that they were interviewing, and it's this white man who owned, that was his platform. He was interviewing them because they had been molested by their grandfather, their great-great-grandfather, and their fathers, their uncles, and all these men in the family. And I said, now see, why ain't nobody listening to that? But next thing you know, he didn't even last a year. And I was saying, all these men is our own people. These are Judah. But nobody, ain't nobody doing that. That's the women. You see, it's just amazing. And then when what really did it is when the father showed me that, the book they whooping people tails with, this one here, The one they use to beat your head and beat you in with law and commandment and telling you what the Bible say, what the Bible say. I just told y'all and broke down to y'all all this stuff was in the beginning. It was always, that's why they don't see nothing wrong with polygamy. They don't see nothing wrong with a woman being less than anything. You see, when in the beginning of creation, he said, y'all are to be together in this. Who took it from that? Men. And why is it the men won't own it? They're not going to. They're not going to own the generational curses, all this stuff. I went way back in Leviticus telling you what he was saying. But do you think that somebody would look at that and say, well, that's something to think about? No, they won't, because it's too much darkness, he said. We're in a time where there's just too much darkness. No one wants to see the light, nor will they turn to the light to even understand what was in the dark. They would rather turn away from the dark and call any and everything light and say that they are awakened. Oh, we're awakened to the light. You ain't awakened to nothing. You still as stupid as you was when you came here, because you was stupid before you got here. Ezekiel 36 tell you that. But see, they don't go into that because they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know. We are not searching your name. Your name don't mean nothing to nobody. This platform ain't here for your name and your game either. So you can take that and go and sit down somewhere with all that. So so you guys, I hope you got something out of it. And all I was saying is I wanted to take that video because I thought it was important. And I really wish I had a better look on this here guy that was also speaking. I wish I had a better so you could have seen what he was saying.
They don't control it. So women don't control one institution right off the rip. How can it be that we're equally responsible?
You know, he just nailed it. And I'm not going to even give you the channel to give you the channel. I'm not going to even do that because I'm not going to even give you that a channel because I guess the Father always right. He's always right, because he was saying to me, you sitting here talking about giving your testimony. Do you know where we're at, where you all are at today? People give a rat's behind. He didn't say that part. I'm saying it in a way that I felt that he was giving it to me. No one really measured what is really taking place or what got them where they at. It's not even important. They just want to make you think it's the chain around the neck, the yoke around the neck, the slave ship, and being in captivity. That's all. They don't want to tell the truth about who they were and why they were they at, or how they get here, and how the men have been out of the order of Yah since the beginning of time. Once we really can grip that, then we can move on and break many of curses, and maybe even have we could have. Okay, Father, I get you. We could have. I appreciate you too. The gate is more narrow than narrow. Yes. You are so right. You are so right. Yes, you are so right. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all who tuned in tonight. And I want to say I will be back again. I need to really seek the Father for what else can be said to really bring light to the reality of what is actually taking place. I did another thing. I sat up for a whole day writing all the crimes that was coming up on my news, and I just just had it all there and could not believe that all of this stuff that men are doing on this earth and nobody's saying anything. They can't see what they are doing. And I'm talking about Judith, really. But the European men are too, y'all. And it's just like, Deborah, didn't I tell you that judgment? Every time I try to find a way out, y'all got another way in. So I better just get on off, okay? So I, Sister Deborah, again, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in, and I will be back again. Shalom and shalom.